whoever. I heard Backroom is looking for an opponent. Sebastian Fundora, I heard, won his belt back. So anybody in the division can get it now. It's like I told you, there's no running now. I'm a world champion, and I have what they want.
So most likely, you guys have been seeing what I've been seeing in the 154-pound division. Different comments and different posts and different matchmakings and a possible return of Earl Spence versus Virgil Ortiz. Now, Earl Spence hasn't made any official posts, and this is not the matchup that we're getting to. There's a much bigger story to this video and a much bigger matchup and a most likely matchup that we can probably see over Earl Spence versus Virgil Ortiz. But Earl Spence hasn't made an official post or an official date. PBC hasn't made an official date or an official post that we are going to see the return of Earl Spence. The best that we get from Earl Spence is a story here and a story there that he's staying active, he's staying in shape, he's staying in the gym, of a just-in-case return. Now, I went as far as to say that I don't think we're ever going to see Earl Spence back in the boxing game. If he does return, I'm all for it. He is a huge fan favorite, and Earl Spence, no doubt about it, can sell tickets. He can put butts in seats, and I feel like Earl Spence is somewhat or have wasted his prime years. And I don't know if the mental game or if the physical game is still there for Earl Spence because we haven't seen him in years. The last place we seen him was against Terrence Crawford. If there's one thing I'm really big on in the sport and really big on as fighters, what they should do, that is stay active as much as you possibly can. I'm talking about 2 to 3 times a year fighting. Fight like you're making your way into the rankings. Fight like you're first starting out, right? You're trying to get 5-6 fights a year, trying to make those rankings, trying to get your way into a title shot. And then once you get into that position of being a world champion, now you want to fight 1 time a year. Now you want to fight 2 times a year. Doesn't make no sense for me. I think 2 to 3 times a year, especially I want to see the 3 times a year is what I really want to see. Work like you just turned pro. Work like you're climbing the rankings. You're trying to get on every single card and any card possible. 5-6 times a year is what you're trying to fight. Keep that same momentum. Keep that same energy when it comes to this game when you're at the top level.
At least 2 to 3 times. I mean, it makes perfect sense. When you go 12 rounds, maybe obviously take some rest, let the body relax a little bit, but obviously stay as active as possible. I want to continue to fight the best in the division. There's a lot of big names in the division, and I got to stay prepared for all those guys.
Unfortunately, Earl Spence has not done that. I think he should fight instead of going straight for Virgil Ortiz because that's the rumors in the boxing atmosphere, right? That's what I've been seeing. I wouldn't say go straight for Virgil Ortiz because we know Earl Spence doesn't take any tune-ups, and I've respected that throughout his entire career, but years and years of layoff. No ring activity. I think you should go for more of someone of Madrimov, and I even still think that's a dangerous fight for Earl Spence. But you want to face a hard-hitting, pressure fighter, someone who's active and has one of the bigger names at 154. I think that is a huge mistake by Earl Spence, and he hasn't even officially stepped in the 154-pound division. But like I said, there's a much bigger story to this video and a much bigger matchup that we're most likely going to see, and most likely that can happen. And that is Xander Zayas versus Virgil Ortiz. Remember in the beginning of the video where I said the comments, the posts, the matchmaking? Well, this is it. And most of you are most likely going to jump on me in the comments, and a lot of you are going to disagree with me, but I think Xander Zayas beats everybody at 154. And I think his most competitive fight is going to be with Sebastian Fundora. After what he showed us against Tim Tszyu, Sebastian Fundora is growing into his prime. He's getting stronger, he's getting faster, and he's becoming a more put-together package fighter. And I think that's the most dangerous fight for Xander Zayas. But I think Xander beats everybody at 154. From what he showed us when he snatched up that WBO, he showed that he doesn't mind boxing a 12-round fight. He doesn't mind fighting and brawling a 12-round fight. And he has a hell of a conditioning on his side too as well. But let's break down Virgil Ortiz first. Virgil Ortiz is a good fighter. I don't think he's a great fighter. I think he's a good fighter when you're fighting his fight. He has that tight guard. He's a hard-hitting fighter, and he wants to exchange with you. He wants to brawl with you. He doesn't want to box you. He doesn't want you moving all around the ring. When he fought Madrimov, no doubt about it, he dominated, and one of his better performances, one of his greater performances, probably his best performance. But when Madrimov was using that slick style and he was bouncing back and forth, he was using his legs, you can tell Virgil Ortiz wasn't a fan of that type of style, and he was having problems getting his power shots off, his combinations, the pressure. He didn't like that type of fight. And I think Xander Zayas knows that, because the legs, the feet, the movement, the accuracy that he showed in his last fight when he snatched up that bout, he showed that he can box on the inside, on the outside. He can brawl with you. He can fight you. His combinations, his accuracy are damn near flawless. But with Virgil Ortiz, he wants you to stand in front of him. He has that tight guard, and he wants you to exchange with him. He wants you to brawl with him. He doesn't want you to move. He wants you standing right in front of him to fight his fight. And if you're not doing that, he's going to pressure you. He's going to try to load his combinations and his power and to get you out of there as quick as possible. I don't think he's much of a boxer, more of a brawler and a fighter. And I think his skill set is very minimum compared to what Xander Zayas has. Like I said, the accuracy, the movement. Xander will stand with you, and he'll brawl with you, and he'll fight you, and he'll get his combinations off, but he's not going to do that the entire night. He's going to use his feet. He's going to use his legs, his movement that he showed us that he has, that he's been showing us. I think overall, Xander Zayas he's a more put together, skillful fighter. I think he has more tools in his toolbox. I think his ring IQ expands more in that square than Virgil Ortiz does. I don't think that I'm going to give the power to Virgil Ortiz, no doubt about it, but I think he's minimum in that ring compared to what Xander has. Like I said, Xander will stand in front of you, and he'll fight with you, he'll brawl with you, he'll exchange with you, but he won't do that the whole night. He's going to mix it up. He's going to use his skill set, and I haven't really seen much of that from Virgil Ortiz. Like I'm not going to say he's flat-footed, but he's a pressure fighter. He keeps that tight guard. He goes forward. He wants to exchange with you. If you're not, he's going to put that nonstop pressure on you. And Virgil Ortiz also has a great conditioning himself. He has a great gas tank. But overall, I think Xander Zayas has the more expanded, the better, the higher IQ and skill set in that ring. The way he can maneuver around that ring with his legs and his feet are very strong. The way he picks his shots, his accuracy, the way he keeps you guessing with his movement, I think it's going to have trouble for Virgil Ortiz. Off of what I said, what Virgil Ortiz does, like I said, that tight guard, he goes forward, he tries to, use his power, use his bombs on you, and he wants you to play his game. He wants you to stand in front of him and brawl with you, because most likely he's going to get that exchange. And I think Xander Zayas sees exactly through that, and I think Xander Zayas beats everybody at 154. And like I said, I think the most competitive fight for him is Sebastian Vendora, and I think Sebastian Vendora vacated for a reason, maybe because he thinks that fight can be bigger and they can unify. And I know a lot of people, including myself, wanted the Tim Tszyu rematch with Sebastian Vendora, but the way that fight ended, like I said, nobody probably thought that's how that fight was going to go. They probably thought it was going to be a lot more competitive, especially if, the cuts and the blood wasn't involved. We were going to see a better Tim Tszyu, but Vendora made it that much more easier, because I feel like he's evolving into his prime. He's getting faster, stronger. His IQ is expanding inside that boxing ring. But I look back and I'm like, damn, I wish Sebastian Vendora would have picked Xander Zayas for this fight instead of Tim Tszyu. And like I said, most of you guys are really, really big on Virgil Ortiz. I'm big on Virgil Ortiz. I think he's a good fighter. He definitely has one of the bigger names, if not the biggest name at 154. But the talent I've seen from Xander Zayas at 22 years of age, and they both have a great, great boxing background, years of experience, I just think Xander Zayas outskills everyone at 154. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Let me know who is the best fighter at 154. Let me know who you think sweeps everybody at 154. Let me know if you guys think Earl Spence is going to return. Like I said, he just is posting in his story hints in there. He's staying in shape. He's in the gym. he's staying active. But let me know if you think he's actually going to return. Let me know if you think it's a good idea that Errol Spence immediately, for the first time, jumps at 154 and fights Virgil Ortiz. Like I said, I respect it. I respect he doesn't take no tune-ups, but I don't think it's the smartest move for his career right now as far as him not being active. Let me know what you guys think. I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm out.